Hello everyone, this is me, Mr. Tyrex here, and welcome back to Tails Adventure. I'm getting prepped up for the next levels in the game, so we're going to the dock to equip the extra speed, so that way we can get past that other lake we're going to. So let's head out. We could skip that cutscene, by the way. Alright, so I'm gonna make my way to the area, so I'm gonna speed it up. Alright, so this way you will have to make your way to the top here. And you go into the new area. If you want to pick up some health. Oh, it's not this area though. And you want to use that anti-air missile right here if you want some health. Also, FYI, if you go back up and leave the screen, the rings respawn. So, you can get as much health as you want if you lost that many health points, but I'm pretty good on health right now. So, just kind of make my way through this area. This is a dangerous area because they take 5 health points off each, making it pretty damn dangerous. And this is why I'm gonna recommend going to Tails' house after you complete this portion of the area to unlock the next lake. Well, pretty much the next lake, it's like it's not like area heavy, so. And yep, I got hit again. Alright, we're off to Lake Crystal. Sounds awfully familiar. Where did I hear Lake Crystal from? Oh. That. Alright. Well, we're gonna need the speed boost, but the extra speed, but you don't want to do that right now, as there is like obstacles here. This is where you want to use your extra speed. Yeah, pretty much you want to switch back and forth, so that way you have oh jeez. Yeah, they have the infinite spawners. Holy shit. It was like on an infinite spawn right there. Alright, this is where you want to use the extra speed again, and you have to time this one perfectly. Like, wait to the very end. Yeah, it's like you gotta time it correctly. Yeah, and you don't want to do it too late. Damn it. There we go. That was the hardest one, by the way. Ah, jeez. It makes you go back, too, if you... But for these birds, I recommend just going back right there, just so that way they don't hit you. It should be easier than the previous area. This is why I recommend going to Tails' house to regenerate your health completely, so that way you're prepped for this area. And I know that bird is gonna drop their bombs right there, so it's best to just use backup. Oh look, another bird. Well, at least I luckily managed to dodge that one. Yeah, this is a pretty hard level because if you get hit, they take off 5 hit points. So it's best to be careful. And go slowly here. I know I got a fuck ton of damage from that endlessly spawning area. Yeah, that could be pretty damn RNG if you ask me. Cause that's like a Ninja Gaiden-esque spawn right there. Spawn right there. Oh shit. Oh, we're at the end of the level. And I want to restore my health. So that way I'm prepped. And I'm gonna equip the night vision. We don't need the remote. So, because we want to do that. So we're going to exit. And head our way to Mount Poloy 2. Where it is dark. But you could turn this on by pressing B. If you're playing on the GameCube, that is. And then toss your bombs. You want to make your way down there. By the way, you can open that area. Ugh, damn. Yeah, you want to... Yeah, the remote bombs are good, but they're not as effective. Ugh. Damn. Alright. Now get T-Pup ready and grab that item. Which is the item radar. Very useful, but... Then again, I know where the items are in this game, so I don't really have use for doing that. And of course these fucking bats in the game really get on my nerves. But of course I could just fly past them without waking them up. And if you go to a new area, go back to your night goggles and just turn on the light. And that's as good as that. We still need T-Pup to grab more items. So we're gonna be careful here and not wake up that enemy there. There we go. And there's more annoying bats. Why does everything gotta have bats? It's in it. Alright, one more. Oof. Okay, that was close. I didn't want to just fall down to that previous area right there. And we're gonna have to use T-Pup to get that next item. And we got Fang. Pretty much, I think you do, like, some shots. I think. I don't know. I haven't used all the items in the game, so... And pretty much, like... There are items you're not really gonna use, because... It's like... you can only carry so much items at a time, like only 4 at a time. So that way, Tails isn't so overpowered, I guess, because the game would be too easy, you know? So, this is where you want to dunk your bombs, so that way, these enemies are pretty much useless. Pretty damn easy to just kill right there. And of course, the hitbox in the game is so weird in Tails Adventure. Also, for that one, you want to use the bombs to destroy that, by the way. I thought you can, like, climb up there, but no. Just use the bombs to destroy it. And this is a tricky area coming up. Alright, for this area right here, this is a real tricky part. So you don't want to destroy the bottom of the pillar, as you're going to be needing that. So pretty much get your ass over here and do that, so that way you don't destroy the bottom pillar by mistake. It's pretty easy, but yeah, it is tricky though, because you're gonna be needing that. Alright, there we go. And also you can get extra health in case you lost some. And there, I'm gonna just destroy that pillar, part of the pillar right there. And we're gonna make it way across here. Just don't use flight mode, because for some weird reason the wind is in the volcano or inside the mountain and can push you downward. I don't know about how that happens, but whatever. Some logic makes a lot of sense in the Sonic series, I'll tell you. But get T-Pup over there and in that little tunnel right there. I don't think he could touch the spikes either. But we got ourselves the large bomb. That's going to be very useful in areas. So that's all of the items we got for this area. So it's time for us to backtrack. Alright, now it's time to we're gonna equip some things, and we're gonna head back to Poloy Forest. Alright, so pretty much as usual, yeah, this is a game that can require some backtracking, so we're gonna backtrack this level to grab some items. So we're back at Poloy Forest, and I dropped into a spike. So yeah, you will have to backtrack quite a bunch of times in case you miss some items in the game. For right here, just chuck the bombs right there. And for this, use the napalm bombs right here to make the new area. And also we can take that bird out by just tucking the napalm bomb. This is where it's tricky, this part. You gotta make sure you have momentum. And we got the spark. Really fucking useful item in the game for your submarine. For next time we go there, we can just use that. But except for the last level, we can't use the Sea Fox. Well, the penultimate level coming up. Well, you'll see. Well, pretty much somehow it's useless in the penultimate stage of the game, so you won't be able to use it there. But before going to Cocoa Island, And of course I'm getting shot at. And there's the win right there. Well, I got plenty of health anyway. And we can see Tails pushing along with the music of Poloy Forest. It's a pretty good opening stage music, I have to say. And now there's 2 items we need to get here. 2 more items. Yeah, 2 more items. And we're gonna unlock a new area here too. And of course, just chuck the bombs. And we're gonna go right down here. Use T-Pup to grab another item. And we got speed boosts. That, it helps Tails speed up, but the only problem is he's defenseless. So you can't use your bombs, really. It leaves Tails defenseless and everything. And there's like an ability, another ability, which is going to be, we're gonna pick up in the next area. And you see right there, there's another item. We're gonna pick up his T-Pup, and that's the radio. You could change the song and use, like, this song right here for any level. Here. So, pretty much a fun item to use, but because how limited we are, we can't, like, use more than 4 items in the game. So Tails can't be overpowered. Because you gotta have limitations in your inventory. And here we unlocked Poloy Forest. And you see there's like things in the background that's not moving. Looks like a waterfall. But I don't think they even bother it, or it could be like leaves, I don't know, or grass. I don't know. I just don't know. I think it's intentional, I don't know. But for here, you're gonna have to solve a puzzle too. Because remember, there's areas where you can't use your flight mode. Because the game doesn't allow you to. Like, for example, the wind is pushing us, so we gotta solve a puzzle right here. Use T-Pup. And push that stone. So Tails can get up. Yeah, if you push it near Tails, it does have some glitches. But before leaving that area, though, the wind's gonna take you to that left corner of the area. And there's 2 items to pick up here. So we're gonna go straight ahead and pick up another Chaos Emerald, so our flight meter increases, and so does our health. And we're gonna toss a bomb right there. And by the way, if you get the Chaos Emerald, you can regenerate your health. And I recommend pushing that spring so that way you don't jump up by mistake. So that way we get ourselves the triple bomb, making our regular bombs outdated. Well, no longer useful because we get the better bombs with the better attacks right there. More damage to the enemies. So we're going to toss these bombs away after this. Alright, now we're gonna head to the next area, but we're not gonna go to the top area. We're gonna head left and drop down here. And we can use our flight mode here, since we do have plenty of stamina. And that wind will help us right there. And there's another item we can just get, which is the Sonic one. Better than the speed boots, I'll tell you that. And we're going to use that in the next area we're going to. And we're going to have to solve a puzzle. So yeah, it's not going to allow us to fly, so we're going to have to only fly at the area right there, certain areas. And this is where you want to use T-Pup for this part coming up. Right here, make sure he don't touch the spikes because it'll just be sent right back. And this is where you want to get, so you can push that spring right there. You can see Tails operating it too, which is cool to see. There we go. Sometimes it does take time to get it right. And then use T-Pup again, and we got ourselves the Proton Torpedo. Another item that's mandatory for the next time we go to Lake Locky. So now we can just exit here. Well, everyone, this is going to be it for this part. So this is me, Mr. Tyrex, signing out. Peace out and enjoy.